Hey guys.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? It's Stephanie.
It's Andre.
And welcome to live sessions number 4. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to our live sessions with the podcast where we talk about different stories and topics in the headlines for the week and everything else in between.
Yes.
So we want to really start without some sad stuff. We're talking about Turkey and Syria. Now, when we first started looking this at the news, the death toll was about 2,000.
First, it was 2,600.
It was at 2,600.
Then it increased up to 5,000.
And then it went up to
76.
76.
Now it's up to 11,600 deaths.
Currently, right now.
Currently, between Syria and Turkey.
So when it comes to these natural disasters, as parents, how do we handle a natural disaster, that whether it's an earthquake, whether it's hurricanes, any of that's fire? So thinking back about in 2008 with Hurricane Sandy, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about how was it, like just a brief story about the journey about the recovery from Hurricane Sandy.
From Hurricane Sandy?
Yeah.
With us?
Yeah.
Well, we were living in Brooklyn at the time.
Right.
So my mom originally, she came to stay with us with our grandfather and their dog for the weekend, but didn't expect it to turn out the way it did. And one weekend ended up being 3 years.
3 years.
So she was 3 years with us in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Until the house was renovated through the insurance, and it took a long time.
Yeah. So when it comes to natural disasters, you're talking about, first you always want to make sure safety. That's the first thing you want to make sure. You want to make sure that they get into an area. So a lot of these organizations we're always talking about is Red Cross. You're talking about FEMA. So a lot of these organizations always help those that have any type of natural disaster. So that's the first thing. First thing is always about safety. So now these people in Turkey and Syria, now the most concerning thing for them is now finding a place to stay, because now everything is crumbling around them. They might, their members of family might be lost, or they might be missing, so those are the super sad things that's been going on in the world today. And it's just like with earthquakes, hurricanes, forest fires, it's just, things like that is just out of our control. And it's super sad to hear that the death toll is now still climbing at this point. So super, super sad. But we also wanted to follow up with another story with the Tyre Nichols story, which we spoke about in our last live.
Right.
And I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about an update for Tyre.
Yeah, so there was let me share my document here. Let me pop it up. Boom. Here we go. There was a 6th officer arrested. So they don't know what his role was, but it pretty much states that he violated personal conduct, truthfulness, compliance with TASER regulations, compliance with uniform regulations, and the policy governing inventory and recovered property.
Ooh. So he probably planted evidence or probably was messing with evidence?
We don't know.
See, this police misconduct.
The story just keeps getting...
It just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
And now this is a new one that just came out. It's a one of the officers that got arrested. He took 2 photos after the meeting and he sent it out to 5 people.
What?
Yeah. I think one of them was a police officer. One was 2 people were city employees. One was not.
You know what? You know who else that happened to? Oh
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
The police took pictures and they circulated amongst themselves. And yeah.
But I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate. Don't they do that in your job?
In my job?
Mm-hmm.
Well, amongst ourselves, but we don't,
Right.
But ours is not as severe as this.
Right, I know. But y'all share photos of anything that happened in the field or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share photos.
Well, the human curiosity it could either be something detrimental or it's something of a positivity, but the human curiosity.
But these guys did something wrong.
That was malicious.
And took pictures.
It was malicious. Right.
Where I work, the stuff's already happened.
Right.
We weren't the ones that committed it.
But the same thing will happen with Kobe Bryant. Now, were the people there that were there for that particular incident, were they there for recovery? Were they there for doing an investigation? That's what I'm saying. So if they were there for an investigation and they released those photos without knowledge or without, consent in that sense, like, how is that any different? That's not cool.
It's not.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Whether it was a scene of an accident or a scene of a crime, if you're taking pictures, you really shouldn't be sharing them amongst other people.
Well, usually where I work at, the pictures usually come on the newspaper anyway, so they'll be out there already.
Gotcha. So the information's already out there. Gotcha. Yeah. So not like this.
It's public information.
It's public information. Yeah. I gotcha. But that's super crazy that with this going on with this, I'm like, all you could do is just laugh about it because this is like, what else can you do?
Yep.
You have this HIPAA. You have all these things. You're not supposed to be really sharing this information out there. You're not supposed to be. Oh my goodness. Between it's like I crack myself up. Like, how are you supposed to control? Everybody has cell phones. Everybody has access. Everybody has these amazing phones, camera phones, Samsungs, Apples.
Yeah, well, in my case, I have to shut mine off every time. So.
Right. But what I'm saying is that people have access, and that's the way social medias work. Social media is that everybody has a phone. They rather record first as opposed to getting involved.
Right.
And that's how the majority of these attacks or anything that's been happening in police brutality or any events, somebody's always recording.
Yeah.
The camera's always on. Siri is always listening.
Yeah.
So next news we want to talk about is the medication shortage. I feel like I need to storage some of that medication because it has gotten so bad. It's gotten bad to the point that now over-the-counter medication is difficult to find, and even prescribed medication has some difficulty keeping themselves on the shelf. So what are your thoughts about this storage or this shortage?
The shortage?
Yeah. What are your thoughts about this shortage?
It seems like the shortage is coming in phases. Or depending on the need of the product. Mm-hmm. Because during COVID, you had toilet paper.
Oh my God.
Then it was the chip shortage for tech stuff to get built. What else? I'm pretty sure there was other things. Cars, a wait list for cars. But this is different now because this is now affecting the whole medical industry.
Right. So a lot of it is bundled down to... A lot of the reasons where they're saying this shortage of medication is because it's including quality control, quality problems, manufacturing problems, staffing in order to keep up with the demand, and some discontinuations of certain medications. So along with exchanging different medications, not having enough on stock and things like that, hospitals are having a hard time keeping stock because some of the staff might be taking stuff home because it's not available. So now you have parents that are trying to look for Tylenol, ibuprofen, Advil, and even other over-the-counter medication. They're having difficulty for it because the production has been at a standstill. Now, they're really blaming it on the triple-demic. So the triple-demic is we're talking about flu, RSV, COVID. Now, in my particular office alone, I have seen the numbers skyrocket between flu, COVID, and RSV. Skyrocketed. So now what's happening is the best means of treating these is between pain medications, between cough suppressants, and just making sure that we keep children hydrated. So Tylenol is the best means of keeping pain at a certain level. Mm-hmm. Then you also have the antibiotics that are supposed to help keep the viruses, at bay. So all of this, all happening all at the same time, they just can't keep up. That's literally what's happening. And I have some documents here from the FDA that they show a database that they have for every year that they keep up. And they show how these particular bases can be used to kind of figure out whether or not which medication can have the shortage. A lot of it is really between Tylenol and Advil and ibuprofen and stuff like that. But another thing is that there's another article that we talked about the shortage itself from parents.org. I don't know if you want to bring that up. And it says what parents need to know about the child pain medication shortage. So again, just thinking about this shortage and thinking about what could be the really cause of it, it's really that some of the prescriptions that are over the counter or those that are prescribed, the local pharmacies or the stores mm-hmm. have all limited supply. So like, let's say, I know in my particular case, there have been patients that had to have one medication sent to one pharmacy, and then they had to have another part of a medication sent to a different pharmacy because it's all about availability. So each pharmacy has their own availability. Right,
but we go through that with Stefan's medication.
And his is
a controlled substance.
It's a controlled substance.
So now we get it every 30 days on the dot.
On the dot.
We could probably get it maybe 1 or 2 days early, depending on how short we are with the medication. But mm-hmm. first he was on liquid, and then they didn't give us a hard time, but there was a shortage on liquid, so we had to go to they had to get some from different stores.
We had to get three different
bottles from different stores. So they will only give us like one bottle just to keep us going for like a 1 week or two.
They gave us like give me 1 second. Let me hold on. All right, it's mommy. She's probably at the airport. Let me give her.
I can't pause this.
That's okay. You'll edit me out.
I can't edit you. This is going live after this. Scheduled. Oh, edit? Okay.
But why can't you edit?
All right, I'll save it and then I'll cut it out. And then,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a big deal. She's probably at the airport.
I forgot we're not live.
Like, we're live. I'm like, no, we're not. Yo, you at the airport already? Oh, okay.
Because they said to come a little bit earlier. So let me just go. And traffic was crazy. So
was it? Damn.
Yeah. So Greg's like taking over because they get you there faster.
That's crazy.
Okay. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Was it too bad? Okay, that's not too bad.
$16. Yeah.
16 or 60?
Huh?
16, 16 or 60?
No, 16.
Oh, 16. Oh, okay.
Yeah, normally it's $20 back in the day, so 16, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Where's the boys?
One's in the bathroom, one is his room.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I got the whole list of things now. Excited that can't wait to meet you tomorrow and all this kind of stuff. Looking forward to seeing you in your first shift. All this, but oh my God.
But it should be fun. Should be so fun.
Yeah. I'm overwhelmed with a lot of emails though.
It's supposed to be expected. It's expected.
Yeah, it's the protocol. Yeah, but I have to get up. I mean, by the time I get to Phoenix, it's probably going to be like 1 o'clock when I get to the hotel. My first shift starts at 1:30, but I have to go and pick up my credentials at the convention center, which is not too far from there. So everything where I'm staying at is not really far. So I can either take that rail that they have, the Valley Rail that they call it, or just, they say it's only 12 minutes from where I'm staying at. So maybe I could do my morning walk and just walk over there to the convention center. So we'll see. So what did you do today? What production did you do today?
Well, we're actually in the middle of a recording right now, so we're just like trying to finish up and
Okay. All right. So let me let you go so you can finish your recording.
Perfect. All right, Ma. So you have a safe trip.
You can watch it on the plane later.
You can watch it on the plane later. There you go.
Okay. Awesome. Great.
The live session.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Okay. All righty, guys. Well, love you guys, and I'll let you know. Well, I ain't gonna text you when I get over there. I'll just say landed and whatever.
Okay.
You can see it. All right. Okay, because I know you guys got to get up early in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
The kids too. So, yep. All right, guys. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Love you too, Ma. Have a safe trip. Have a good time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
She's in my bypass, right?
She's in what?
She's my bypass?
Yeah.
That's why.
I think so.
Okay. That's why.
So where were we?
Medication shortage. So you want to clap so you know what to start?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. So we've been having a lot of difficulty with Stefan's medication because we had to go to like 3 or 4 different pharmacies in order to get.
Yeah, just to get like 1 bottle from each.
Right.
But they'll give us 1 bottle just to keep us afloat for the time being, and then
a week, and then
they'll call us right when it's ready, when the next bottle's ready, until we get the 30-day supply.
Right.
And that's how it was for months.
Months.
And now we ended up transitioning from liquid to pills.
Right.
And we still have the same issue with that.
Same issue.
Because we figure, oh no, there's an abundance of pills, so you don't worry, he's good. Next thing you know, oh, we don't have any at the store. What about that store? Oh, they only have
they only have
14-day supply. All right, so just let me get the 14-day supply.
Let me get that 14. You know? So then now it gets to the point where now the doctors have to come back and repeat orders over and over again, and then they have to have they have to cancel the previous order, and then it's a big hassle just getting medication and just getting anything. So parents, you just have to be a little bit patient because it's really, yeah, you just gotta be patient. I mean, you
gotta go with the flow.
You gotta go with the flow, really.
Because we're not the only parents that are dealing with this.
Yeah, it's
many parents, and the only thing with in our case is he needs his medication. He has to take it every day. So
yeah. So
and they work with us. CVS has been pretty good with us.
Yeah, thank God. They've been really working with us and trying to get in touch with the doctors prior to, expiration and things like that. But it's my heart drops every month. I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna have enough medication that's gonna last him? So
talk about medication, we gotta reserve it. We gotta call the doctor to send the new amount.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. And that's another struggle too. But just thinking about how is this from a legal standpoint? Is this something that can be legally done in order to ensure that there's no shortages? And you know what it is? A lot of these pharmacies they really can't keep up with the demand. That's literally what they can't do. So from this article, it talks about lawmakers are currently seeking answers about the shortage from Johnson & Johnson, who is the main producer of this medication. So they getting in on Johnson & Johnson, be like, listen, you're like the biggest company here. What's the holdup? Just can't keep up with the demand. Everybody's getting so sick. That's literally what it is. So it's just a matter of just being really, really patient with everybody, really. And don't snap at the people at CVS and Walgreens and Rite Aid. Don't snap at them.
They're doing their job.
I've done it twice. And I went back and I apologized. I said, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at the doctor. I'm just frustrated because I don't want my child to have no medication. I felt so bad because I was literally on the phone for 2.5 hours. I was like, after the 2.5 hours, I was like, y'all need to work with me and you need to give me my medication before I leave this day. Because I need medication. He has no medication for tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it wasn't nothing that was towards them, but
right.
But it was not one of my better days. Not one of my better days. But going on to the next controversial topic that's been happening in the news is Florida allowing Florida residents to carry guns without a license. What are your thoughts on that?
I have no words because now it seems like it's a free for all. It's gonna be a free for all for everyone. It's like now everyone's gonna be big and balls. Like, I don't need a license to carry a gun or a weapon.
Right. Now the question is it concealed or is it just like I'm trying to understand if they have they don't need a license to have a concealed weapon or they don't have to have a license in order to carry guns. Like if they have a gun and they have it strapped to their back, is that okay? Or is it the kind that's concealed in, your glove pocket? That's what I'm trying to find out. So that to me is just,
It's a carry concealed weapons without a license.
It is a carry concealed. See, we're living out here in the Wild Wild West. Now the question is, will gun violence, would it improve or would it worsen? I don't know. Will it rise?
Yep, it's right here. It says carry concealed weapons without a license.
I don't know.
So they're trying to get rid of the government. They're trying to remove the government permission slip. So I guess that's the
All right, here.
The background check.
Here we go. What happened to the background check? What happened to that? I feel like we're living in Mad Max right now. Like everybody's free to defend themselves, and you come on my property, I shoot to kill. I don't understand that. You know what it is? I feel like with the temperature that's happening in the world now, everything's super hot. Everybody's temperatures is up. Mental health is an issue. Everybody's feeling hot. Like everybody don't want to be bothered. So any type of sense of control that they could have with a gun and want to threaten people, but like, listen, don't do this. And I'm like, I could just see it just spiraling out of control. Not that it's not spiraling out of control already. Right. But now you're just saying, well, we don't need them to get any licensing in order to have concealed weapons. I don't know. So who is safe at this point? Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe at this point.
Now you're gonna have to worry about if you get into an altercation with somebody, is he gonna have a concealed weapon? Yeah. Like especially in Florida.
It's a very scary thing. And then now I worry about the kids as parents. Now it's not a secret that there have been massive shootings in schools. It's not a secret. It's been out there. It's been happening for decades. And now this bill or however government slip that's being lifted to allow residents to now have it's a free-for-all? I don't understand. There should be some sort of boundary. There should be some sort of legislator, something like this. You have to go through the parameters. Something of this.
Listen,
I have a harder time getting eggs. I mean, than it should be easier to go get a freaking gun. Like I don't understand that. As I'm saying, the temperature's hot right now. People are not stable. People are angry. And you want to give them a free pass to just own a gun? I don't understand that.
This is one of those that is one of those the Second Amendment? Second Amendment right? That's one of those that gets fought to the ground. So it's one of those that like touchy subject, especially when it comes to these lawmakers that are being get paid from these.
No, it's the NRA.
The NRA. It's a big business.
It's the same as pharmaceutical. They're charging a lot of money.
Like I'm in the middle. Yes. They always ask the question. They always ask the question: do guns kill people, or do humans kill people?
Why are you in the middle? Okay.
No, because if I were to, I would get a gun, but we live in New York City. We can't do that. Like you can't have a license in New York unless you're like an officer or an official or something.
Why would you want one? My question to you is:
to protect the home. Protect the home. I wouldn't carry it outside. I need to protect your home. That's what was the Second Amendment was for.
To protect your property.
To protect your property. Because back then people were savages and they would come in and try to take control.
I don't know how much of that changed.
And they would try to take control over your property. Okay. El amor. El amor. ¿Cómo está el trabajo?
Bien.
Ok. Ya estoy libre. Ya casi terminamos ya. Un poquito. So it's always one of those questions that good thing it ain't live, huh? So it's always one of those questions is do guns kill people or do people kill people? It's one of those
like tool. It is a tool.
Yes, people collect guns because some of them are hunters. They go hunting. They go. Some of them shoot for sport, for hobbying. Like they go do skeet shooting. They do all these different things. It's that you have a lot of states that are very pro guns.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but I guess we all can agree that if a weapon is put in the wrong hands, then you have a disaster that comes with it. Tragedy that comes with it, unfortunately.
I'm still trying to figure out why you say you're in the middle. Like, you said that you're in the middle because you agree that people should have the right to protect their homes through deadly means.
Yes.
Because if somebody's on your property,
I do believe they should do a background check, an extensive background check. I believe they shouldn't just sell a gun to an 18-year-old. Why don't they do that now?
Why don't they do that now?
Well, certain states, like New York, doesn't allow you at 18. Like certain states, they do.
I just don't understand why is it not across the board. Like all these
This leads into our topic right now, into the Uvalde shooting. The kid turned 18, right? He was able to purchase a weapon on his 18th birthday.
Yeah, but the type of gun that he purchased was not a typical like hunting gun.
It was an assault rifle.
It was an assault rifle. That is like, you're there to do damage. You know, and what happens is now in the news, they were talking about what are some of the deadliest attacks in the state of New York. Well, not state of New York, but just in the United States in general. So, and the top of the list is between Virginia Tech. We're looking at Parkland, Florida. We're looking at Uvalde. We're looking at Connecticut. So a lot of these places of these attacks, Columbine, I just thought of it right in my head. You know, if these people had the same rights to carry and conceal a weapon or to purchase it makes me super worried. I'm worried now. And now you're just gonna let people just run around and they don't need anything. They don't need no license to carry any guns. Why not just make it just as difficult as anything else? If you want to purchase a gun, that's fine. But you need training. You need to do a test. It should make it just as hard as driving or make it harder. That's what I'm saying. It's just like access. Access is the problem. What happened to the 6-year-old who had access to a gun that was in the house? Now, was it due to the mom that it was just poorly placed in, didn't put it in a place where she was supposed to be protective? But if the mom had correct training, she would have put it in a place where no 6-year-old would have had access in the first place. That's what I'm saying. A little bit of common sense goes a long way when it comes to dealing with these deadly weapons. Whether people kill people or guns kill people, doesn't matter. Human or whatnot. You have to have some sort of understanding, some sort of training, something to that point, something to that effect. So you're not just carrying around and just being, this is like the Wild Wild West.
Right.
You can't. And then you have like regular people that are walking down the street, they just want to have a gun in their pockets and don't want to feel protected. Well, is the world out to get you? Probably. So they want to feel protected. But then what if there's a simple bump in the shoulder or a miscommunication or a misunderstanding? Do I have the right to just shoot you just because there was a misunderstanding? That's what I worry about. So the next topic we want to talk was, directly related to this.
This leads right into it.
It leads right into it is Robb Elementary School being demolished. Now, thinking back to this particular incident that happened back last year in May, right around the time the school was finishing, it was about 20 people that were killed at this particular site. So now the question is, what are your thoughts about them tearing it down? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the right move? Do you think that it's necessary? Do you think that, like, what is the purpose of tearing it down? And you were explaining it to me that they were tearing it down and not rebuilding, like literally going somewhere else.
The Uvalde School District said they were going to tear it down, and instead of building a new school in that location, they're looking for a new location to build a new school for Uvalde.
Completely. So
my question was, and it's pretty much not a question. I started asking myself, what other schools that are out there that had a massacre were torn down and rebuilt? Because I felt like it shouldn't be torn down because that building has history. It's a landmark now.
Right.
That's been in the community for over 100 years.
Right.
So because of the situation that happened, unfortunately, they're going to tear it down. So I did my research and to see what's out of all the most notorious massacres that happened with the schools, Sandy Hook, razed and rebuilt. Razed means demolished, so they tore it down. But in this case, they rebuilt a new school in the same location.
Mm-hmm. And Sandy Hook happened back in 2012. Yeah. Sandy Hook. And so the question is, do you think that Uvalde has the right idea of building it down, demolishing it completely, and then building a school in a whole completely new space? Mm-hmm. Do you think that that's the right idea? So
I don't know. Like I'm conflicted because, like, you know, like with these kids are gonna have like little trailers now that they're gonna come in and have the classrooms in the trailers until the new school gets built, and because they don't know when it's gonna be done, so it could be a year or two before these kids have a new school.
For me, that's not really the concern in trailers. People were at home for 2 years for COVID doing homeschooling. Y'all can stay home. If it means y'all feel safe, then y'all can stay home. Seriously, no. If it takes 2 years to build the school and you feel safer at home, then just do homeschooling. Seriously, we could throw as many options as we can. Mm-hmm. But what are some other schools that you talked about that were like
Columbine High School is another one. The library where most of the massacre happened was torn down and rebuilt. So the rest of the school was still there. So wherever the massacre happened, they tore it down and rebuilt, put a new one in. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
But I don't mean to interrupt you. Do you think that this is the Band-Aid?
That's just the Band-Aid.
But what I'm saying is it
okay. Because apparently in Columbine there was 23,000 square feet of damage. So they had to like tear down the library and rebuilt it. Another one, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Students returned 2 weeks after the incident. The area was closed off with emergency tape.
That's Parkland, right?
Yeah.
The Stoneman Douglas High School, mm-hmm. right? That's Parkland, right?
So that one was closed off with emergency tape, but the building was replaced later on. So the majority of the school was still there, but just wherever the incidents occurred, the massacre occurred, they just tore that down.
But what I'm saying, do you think that is a solution? Do you not think people will still have any memories associated with that location? With that building?
They will.
But that's what I'm saying. Should have all these schools been teared down and rebuilt?
Well, some of these campuses also, in college campuses, they had a lot of massacres in college. These schools are still there. They didn't tear them down. So my thing is like, if one of our kids happened to be, unfortunately, knock on wood, like I would be conflicted because this is where I'm going to come to mourn.
No, I don't think so.
No, instead of just going to the cemetery? No.
I'm not mourning.
Like every year this is where the community will be gathering.
Okay,
for a remembrance.
Okay, here's what I will say to you, right? 9/11. Big memorial.
Knocked down.
They knocked down.
Well, it was completely wiped out.
It wasn't knocked down. It was completely because of the incident that happened. Now you have those footprints that are there.
Right.
Was anything built after that?
They had the waterfall, so a memorial was built.
There anything else built?
A memorial was built.
Yeah, but that's buildings. About it. Not buildings. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So if there is some of a way that you want to build, take down this particular building because it does have a lot of memory attached to it, is that fair for the parents? Is that fair? I don't know who is it fair for. This incident should have not been fair.
No,
this 18-year-old shouldn't have had any access to a gun to do the terrible crimes that he did. So now this beautiful building that might have been a landmark that has been in the community for God knows how long, now it has to be torn down because of everything, all the memories associated with it. Oh, excuse me. There's some water there.
There's a Sprite right there.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. And the thing is that whether the building is still standing or if it's demolished, or however it's no longer standing there, the memory is going to be there regardless. It's going to be there regardless. And for me to that's
what I'm trying to say. Like, regardless, if they tear it down, it still is going to be
it's a
representation of what happened.
Absolutely. For me, tear it down. Tear it down. I don't need a place to mourn.
No.
I don't need a place to mourn. No, I really don't. Because I'm angry. I'm a parent. I lost my child. You think it matters to me if they take down the building or not? I don't have no child that's going to school. So why am I going to go build a school for my child not to go to? It doesn't apply to me. The situation does not apply to me at this point. I'm going to mourn. I'm going to go to the school and mourn. No. You either build it, tear it down, whatever. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be near it.
It's crazy because like when I was reading the article, it seems like
I don't want to be near
a lot of the community is conflicted with the decision. It's some people are saying yes, tear it down. Some people are saying no. This has been a historical
It's a historical landmark.
For centuries, for years. People have this part has been like a staple for the community. This school,
right? So the one incident shouldn't represent all the goodness that came from that building. That's what they're trying to say.
Okay, papain.
That's what I think the importance. I think that's why everybody's conflicted, because there has been so much good that came from that building that had so many, graduates and alumni, teachers and staff members that have always been a part of that community that have been there for years. And it's hard.
But isn't that how it is?
What do you mean?
It's like all the good is here, but everyone just focuses on the one bad thing.
Right.
And that pretty much empowers the whole thing, all the goodness you did.
Well, they
always remember the bad.
Right. I know. But I think that's why they're conflicted. I don't know if you can pull up a graph that we show some of the incidents that came. And between one of the most deadly was Virginia Tech, and I remember this distinctly.
Yep,
I remember this distinctly because I was in high school when this happened, and it was I remember and I only laugh in my head because I remember listening to it when I came home from school or coming home from dance or something like that, and I remember I'm like, how could this have happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how in the world? This was before, oh my God, this was before Parkland. This was before Connecticut. This is
2007.
2007.
Blacksburg, Virginia. And look at the numbers. It says Virginia Tech is the worst massacre in history, in recorded history. 33. Then you have Robb Elementary. It's number 2, but technically, Sandy Hook would be the second worst
because it had
27 fatalities.
But
when it comes to Robb Elementary and Sandy Hook Elementary, those are the two top in the elementary school age group. Yeah. So Robb Elementary would be the second worst massacre in elementary school. It's just nuts, and it goes down all the way down to there's more. And we did our research, and there was like a bunch of shootings that happened in January
of this year that has not made the news.
That has not made the news.
And we were like trying to go into statistics and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
So looking at, so is Florida allowing people to have concealed licenses? I mean, they don't need licenses for concealed weapons. So what else can, be allowed to be done? This is very unfortunate. This is it gets me angry. It gets me angry just thinking about it. And I remember we had this conversation. It's like, how can we be safe sending our kids to school? School is hard enough. And then this is an added layer to that.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just, I don't know. It breaks my heart. It literally breaks my heart. And just thinking about whatever happens now, we were reading some other statistics and gun violence in Florida in particular, right? In an average year, 2,849 people die and 5,267 people are wounded by guns in Florida alone. So Florida has the 19th highest rate of gun violence in the U.S. And this is according to everystat.org. Now, here's the thing. It says 19, right? It says 19. So what other states are allowing no licensing for concealed weapons? Like that to me is just, It's completely nuts to me. It's completely nuts, and
it's sad. It's a sad situation.
It's a very, very, very sad situation. There's another statistic that I was reading here that guns are the second leading cause of death among teenagers and children in the state of Florida. An average of 206 children died by guns every year. 30% of them are due to suicides, and 66% are due to homicides.
Right, like statistically, being a minority, living in New York City, I shouldn't be here past the age of 22. But here I am, 40 years old.
And that's a
Still
blessing.
in New York City.
That's a blessing. It's a knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
But here's the thing. As parents, how are we supposed to feel safe sending our kids to school? How are we supposed to feel safe? Not just in Florida alone.
No, but you don't expect something like this to happen when you send your kids.
You don't. That's the thing that boggles my mind. You don't drive your kid to school that day and then expect a phone call that there was an incident at the school. And to hear that or to see it on the news or something, I was like, what? Like that's the thing that just, it boggles my mind. Tell us your comments. Tell us your thoughts. Do you think they should tear the school down? Do you think they should go look for a new location? What are your thoughts about this carrying concealed weapons in Florida? What are your thoughts?
Without a license.
Without a license. I just don't understand. This medication shortage. What? Everybody's getting sick. Everybody's carrying guns. Mental health is on the rise. I can't get no eggs. It's just, everything's a mess. Everything's a mess. So why are we just trying to do things that just simplify everything else? Trying to not make life harder than what it already is. Seriously. But I don't know if you guys comment, let us know. Let us know what topics you want us to talk about. I know we spoke about some other things last week. Follow up, let us know. Send the comments. Let us know what topics you want us to talk for next live sessions with us.
With us.
With us.
With us.
So yesterday we just did our first recording for the season. Super excited about it. Boys did an amazing job. So that's something we're definitely looking forward to. We'll be dropping those new episodes in March. If you want to be a guest, drop us your email, drop us your information. Please let us know if you're interested in being a guest. Talk to people about all different types of topics. If it's something that you might want to contribute to us, let us know. We'll be busy. We love to talk to people. And we love to talk to everybody.
Yes, we do.
This is Stephanie.
This is Andre.
This is Live Sessions with Table for Four, a family conversation podcast. And we will see you on the next one.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.